Welcome back to my channel. My name is Celine, and today I have prepared 4 groups for you to choose from. So if you're new here, all you have to do is just pick a group or groups that you are drawn to, pick intuitively, and then just go down to the description or the comment section, and I'll give you the timestamp to each of the 4 groups that I've prepared. So today's video is going to be about who your soulmate is, their personality, and all the details that you can get. So let's get right down into it. I'll introduce each of these group. So for group number 1, we have the Monetary deck with the Black Obsidian. And for group number 2, we have the Wade Smith Tarot deck with the Tiger's Eye. And for group number 3, we have the Kitty Corn Tarot deck with the Rose Quartz. And for group number 4, we have the Crybaby Tarot deck with the Sea Train. So this is the 4 groups that I prepared for you. Just pick intuitively and I'll see you at the click of your timestamps. And also I'll give you a few moments of meditation. You can either pause or just meditate as well. So I'll catch you at the click of your timestamp of your group or groups. Alright, welcome group number 1. So if you chose group number 1, this is your reading for you. So this is the Monet Tarot deck and with the Black Obsidian. Black Obsidian is all about protection and making decisions. So perhaps you're feeling as though in your love life you might need to make some good decisions, or perhaps you were just drawn to the appearance, so you chose this deck. Either way, let's get down to the bottom of your reading, shall we? So I'll just, and if you want to take a closer look at the Black Obsidian, here it is. Alright, I'm just gonna put it right here, and let's take a look at the card we have for you. So Death card, so the Death card, when it comes to your soulmate personality, just like the title of this video, who is your soulmate? Your soulmate is a type of person who sort of inspires you to change. So let's say that you have a bad habit of sleeping too late or binge watching Netflix. Your soulmate is someone who inspires you to change those types of bad habits, and they want to grow together and transform your lives together. So this type of energy is very crucial when it comes to your soulmate, because we all want to be with someone who is of good influence to us. And your soulmate is someone who does that in a way that is not sort of like forcing you to be another person, but rather just those little influences that you need to change, as to say group number 1. So 6 of Wands tells me that your soulmate tends to be very much so involved in their careers. So when it comes to their ambitions, they tend to be a bit more sort of like they always search for new things to do. They are very ambitious type of person, and I can feel a bit of the young energy, and these 2 cards just popped out. So the Hierophant and 3 of Pentacles. So the Hierophant type of energy gives me that this person is going to be someone, your soulmate is the one who you might meet in sort of like institutions such as the church or school or some sort of like religious or sort of like community gatherings as well. So this person is like a Hierophant type of person. So let me elaborate on that. Group number 1. So the person who is like a Hierophant is a person who sort of follows people, and not in a bad way, but this person is very agreeable, so they tend to get along well with almost anywhere in their community and in any places that they want to fit in, so they have no trouble making new friends or new type of connections. So this type of personality draws people in, and because of that, whenever he or she wants to do something, they are most likely to achieve it because of the networking ability that they have. So the Three of Pentacles confirms that this person is the team player, right? So the person who is always going around trying to be helpful to the group, and this person sort of has this ambition where he wants to help people. So this person's career might be teacher, educator, professor, or some sort of a person who provides value to other people. So like educational value, as to say, group number one. So Seven of Wands tells me that this person is very much so focused and very much determined when it comes, and they are also very lucky in how they meet people, and they might be sort of like a person who is sort of on guard about some of the people who come into their life, group number one as well, because for example they might have this habit of being defensive about sort of the people that come into their lives. Maybe they don't really let them in at first, so because of that they might have that type of guarded energy as well, but they're being very smart about who to let in, so they're also just trying not to waste their time on people whose energy might sort of drain them in the long term, as to say, group number one. So you can take it as a good thing, which is being wise about their energy and time, or maybe someone who is guarded. But either way, that is how they operate. So Eight of Cups tells me that definitely this person is type of person who might be sort of like a warrior. So they might be sort of like, when it comes to their emotional world, they might have these type of emotional baggage that they carry. They might not be the person who wears their emotions on the sleeve, but to you, group number one, when they get close to you, they are not afraid, or at least they are vulnerable and open about their worries and anxieties to you, group number one. So the Magician card tells me that this person can manifest anything that he or she wants to do. So if they want to become like a leader in their community, they will get it with their effort and their sort of team player type of energy, and also with their talent and their sort of very much given nature. So they have anything that they wish that they can do. So this person is very much so grounded, as to say, group number one. So this card also again confirms me that this person is most likely someone that you might know from your family or your community, or from your relatives, or someone that you might meet at the cozy home parties. So this person is always trying to serve other people, and it might be like helping their own family out to sort of hold housewarming party, or helping their friends sort of like celebrate their successes. So this person radiates like supportive energy as well. So because of that, there is very high possibility that you might meet this person in those types of settings, group number one. And I want to know more about this personality as well. So your soulmate's personality is very much so the person who is very energetic to be around. So they might be a bit of like, they don't have to be necessarily extroverted, as to say, to be sort of energetic, as to say. They make you feel good and peaceful. So for that, you are very open to, and you just feel very free to be yourself around them, group number one. And I feel like your soulmate is a person you haven't met as well, but you might meet them in these group settings, as I have mentioned. So there are so many possibilities that you might not have already seen this person, but this is how your soulmate personality is like, group number one. So let's get more into details about it. So Two of Pentacles tells me that this person is very much well balanced. They are adaptable, and that makes sense, right? With their sort of community oriented mindset, or them sort of like always helping others, serving others, being in community, taking up community roles, and those types of things make sense with the Two of Pentacles. So they are always trying to balance the part of their lives, serving people, serving their purpose, and also trying to manage everything. They're sort of like the mediator between groups of people, group number one. So if you see someone that you might see as though they tend to be a bit of like a quiet mediator in the background that people sort of naturally go to for advice, that might be your soulmate, because this is the energy and the personality that your soulmate has, group number one. So the sun definitely tells me that this person just radiates joy and fulfillment, and positive energy is exactly what I see. So they just give off very good vibes, as to say, group number one. When you're around them, when they enter the room, people just want to talk to them, get to know them, and sort of just get their advice or just be their friends. And they have very good impressions with the people. They're just good person. So that is what I can see, group number one. So this person is just very helpful and good-hearted deep down. That is exactly what I can tell. But again, this again confirms me with the Eight of Cups that this person might be struggling a bit with anxiety as well. So this person may be like the type of person who is very giving, right? And because of that, he might a bit forget to do self-care a bit. So maybe that's why the Death card is the first card that came out. So when you are together, you sort of will lift each other up. So you are the type of person who will remind this person to look after and take care of themselves. So in a way, you balance each other out. So this person may sometimes forget to take care of themselves and feel anxious, but they don't really talk about their feelings to people that come to them for advice, but they rather talk about the people who are very close, and they're very close like you, group number one only. So because of that, you might be the only one who sees that type of vulnerable type of side to them. So you are sort of expected to change each other, in a sense that not change his anxiety, but sort of you embrace each other and sort of like support each other to manage anxiety more, take care of yourself more, and break habits together. So you do it in a very supportive way, that's for sure, in a very loving way. So this definitely confirms to what I was saying, that your partnership is going to be very strong, just like the Ace of Wands. So you're going to be very much inspired by each other. So when your soulmate's personality is like this, you are sort of like a type of person who might be a bit of a person who is able to accept what your soulmate think is his weakness, is his or her weakness, right? So if your soulmate is thinking like his anxiety and his sort of overthinking is sort of like a flaw to him, you're the type of person who inspires him that this is just him being human, and that he is flawed just like we all are, and that doesn't make him like good, bad, or any less than other human beings, and that he is okay to have those feelings. So you sort of like you're pulled together to each other by sort of bouncing off each other's, being inspired by how you are like as people. That is what I can see. So yeah, this person is going to bring out your very much so feminine side, nurturing side. That is what I can see. So Six of Pentacles tells me that you and your soulmate, this is what I can see, right? You and your soulmate are both very good-hearted people. So you're both like very community-oriented people too, it seems like, because Six of Pentacles tells me that you and or at least your soulmate, right? Because this reading is about your soulmate, is going to be very generous with his money, with his time, energy, and his words. So you're there to sort of remind him that, yes, it's very good to be generous with your time, money, and effort and your love, but you're there to sort of be generous with your sort of like brutal honesty, that he also needs to take care of himself, right? Because we cannot pour from an empty cup, and he might be a bit overgiving to people sometimes. So that is an improvement that your soulmate might has to do as well. Group number 1. All right, so 2 of Swords tells me that when it comes to decisions, so the Black Obsidian, as I've mentioned, is all about decisions. So your soulmate might be always a bit indecisive when it comes to it, because they're very much so group oriented. When it comes to choosing like themselves and the groups, like the greater good, they tend to be a bit indecisive about what to do. So they need to sort of be selfish a little bit, right? Group number 1, because not in a way that is selfish, very much so like narcissistic, but in a way that is fair to himself as well. Group number 1. So that is what I can see about his personality, and I want to know about the age difference between you and your soulmate. Let's see. So 6 years age difference, I believe. So let me check if it is 6 or 9. Okay, so that is definitely, yes, 6 years difference. So you're going to have a 6 years difference, and I can sense that this person might be 6 years older than you, because he gives off very much mature vibes, but at the same time he might be also 6 years younger than you and already has this type of energy and personality. So take it as it is. And I want to know about how the trajectory of the love life might go with this soulmate, as well as a bonus card reading. So let's ask about it. So past life relationship. Wow, okay. So you and your soulmate have known each other in the past, and maybe that's why your nurturing soul and him opening up to you, like he or she doesn't open up to others, might be the reason why he is so comfortable around you. So attraction tells me that this is definitely like you, and actually this one might be about your soulmate more. This person is very attractive. Their personality is the charming point. They are just good person inside, so they attract good people, good and bad people, but they mostly attract good group of people around them as well. So that is what I can see, and I want to know about their zodiac sign as well. Let's look into it. So their zodiac sign is Aries. So this is a very Wands fiery energy, and this confirms because we got a lot of Wands card, and this is a very good confirmation that they might be Aries. So or they might be one of the fire signs as well. Okay, and let's get down to what their initials might be. All right, let's see. So I got G, I got S, and I got E. So their first letter might start with these letters, or their nickname, I think I also want to include that as well. Their nickname might start with these letters as well. G, S, and E. Okay, so that is the end of your reading, group number 1. So I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please like, subscribe, and set the notice so you don't miss another free reading coming very soon. All right, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Welcome, group number 2. So if you chose this group, this is your reading. Who is your soulmate? We're going to get down into details about your soulmate's personality and all those good stuff. So if you chose this group, maybe you were drawn to the tiger's eye, or maybe you were just drawn to this group for the appearance. Tiger eye is all about the luck, protection, and sort of like having money and balance. So maybe you were drawn because you feel like you need some sort of balance or luck, or maybe you just chose this intuitively. But either way, let's get down to your reading, shall we? So your soulmate is going to be a person who is very much stable in their material world. So they are always ahead of their career, and they make sure that they have the savings that are needed in order to get the life that they want. So they value stability, especially in their careers. They value their careers. They take them seriously and they enjoy it, and they actually put value into what they do. So they're just very much so oriented, career oriented as well, and they just feel like they need to have the money saved up in order to enjoy life in the future. So they're the long-term thinker, as to say. So this soulmate energy, Page of Cups, tells me that when it comes to their emotional world, they might be a bit of a clumsy pursuer in a sense. So Page of Cups is all about having youthful energy, and when they are pursuing you, you just know that they are all about you, and they might be a bit clumsy in showing their attraction and love towards you, but it may be because they are just another person who has been they've only been in like a few relationships before they will meet you, group number 2. That is what I can see, but they are like the sort of like a surprise to your life, group number 2. So this might be a person from your past. I have a feeling that you already met this person, because Page of Cups is all about someone coming to you from your past. So 7 of Wands and Justice card just popped out. And when it comes to 7 of Wands, it is all about sort of like feeling nervous, right? This person might be a bit very much so nervous about their potentials. So when they are invested in both their emotional and sort of like their career, they are afraid that those might turn wrong one day or another, or that people might sabotage it, or that he might sabotage it. So they tend to be a little bit insecure about the things that they have created, even though they're very, very good at having abundance in their life. They know how to manage their business. They know how to manage their budget. They're very good at saving money, but they're still worried that things might go wrong. And this might explain why he or she feels the need to save up a lot of money, right? So they save up money perhaps for the fear that things might go very wrong in the future. So they save up money out of fear, and also because they value security as well. So I can see like both reasons being the same, ringing true for your soulmate. So Justice card tells me that your person truly values justice. So what I mean by this is that when this person see injustice, right, something unfair happening, they are not afraid to stand up for the people that he believes are treated unfairly, right? They're always trying to make the good decisions for themselves and for the people around them. So, but this can also tells me this person might work as an accountant, or someone who sort of works with papers, documents, right? Might be lawyer, might be accountant, might be the people who deal with the numbers, and might be the judge. Maybe in the legal system, they might work in those type of cerebral type of professions. So they deal with papers almost every day. That is what I can see. So they might be also writer, right? Because papers. And 3 of Pentacles tells me that this person is someone who likes to work in groups. So they like to contribute to people in their type of career, and they value the teamwork and team building with other people. So they're the type of person who kind of screams like leader energy, group number 2. So they might as well be the leader of their business or their workplace. And they're the type of person who knows how to be mature and who knows how to let go of things when needed. So for example, let's say that you have a fight and your soulmate is not someone who is going to hold your past mistakes or past against you, group number 2. They will be able to know when to let go of their ego anytime that they need and they must. So sometimes it's very easy for people to hold on to their ego instead of admitting to their fault. So, but your soulmate is the person who is very aware of the fact that holding on to ego in the situations where it requires understanding, patience, and forgiveness is just not how he or she is authentically like. So they know when to let go of things. So in a sense, they're very mature and wise about not only about their money and material world, saving things like that, and having a house or family, but also about their social relationships, right? So they know when not to pick, they know how to end the fight, they know how to pick their battles. So that is what I can see. They're very nurturing as well. So this person may or may not be, they might be still men, right? But they still exude a lot of feminine energy because of their softness, kindness, and sort of just very much so giving and nurturing nature that they hold. So I think that their values might be kindness and sort of like being around people, so they might value social relationships, stability, and those kind of stuff as well. So I want to see their, so sometimes they might feel as though very lonely, right? So even though they're working hard towards their career and sort of like, let's say they're a writer and they want to help people sort of share their stories through their writing, right? But then they might feel very lonely in their field of work. So they might be working in something like unconventional work settings that other people may not really necessarily work at. And due to that, they might feel a bit lonely. So Five of Cups tells me that they definitely deal with a lot of the rough patches in their emotional world. So for example, they always tend to feel as though they might feel like they need to be sort of like needing more love, energy, and care in their lives. So I feel like they might deal with some sort of low mood energy, as to say. And King of Wands tells me that they are a bit logical when it comes to choosing their life partners. And they have like a bit of the both world, being nurturing and logical at the same time. Ooh. But they're very warm, and when they love, they will love you very much so deeply, group number 2. So the Lover's card tells me that your soulmate might be just your twin flame as well. So this person is always the person who is not afraid to be committed to you. So one day or another, you will just know that when you are with them, you're with them for the long run. So your soulmate is your soulmate for that reason, right? So Six of Wands tells me that when it comes to sort of like their life, they tend to be a bit very much so prone to getting recognized or wanting more success, and that might lead to them to why they feel a bit insecure about their job, is that maybe they feel as though they're not getting enough recognitions as they deserve, or maybe their work needs some sort of public recognition for it to be successful. So let's say like a YouTuber or some sort of freelancer. So perhaps that's the reason why. So Knight of Swords tells me that they definitely have like youthful energy, although they display a lot of maturity as well. So this definitely tells me that this person might as well be in their mid-journey of their life. And mid-journey mean like before 30, I would say. And also Knight of Swords is definitely all about a young person who is very much to act very quickly on his feet. So this person, once they set their mind to something, they are not afraid to move into that direction. If they love you, they will pursue you. They will not really give up. But of course, they know when to let go of things. So when the other person sets boundaries, they will respect that. They have that good heart in them to do so. Queen of Swords tells me that they're very much cerebral and they know when to cut things out and the people that they don't need or the habits that they don't need. So the way that they approach their life is very much so systematic, logical, and structured. That is what I can see, although they too tend to get a bit down in the dumps about their emotional life is a bit like this sometimes. So that is what I can see so far. And I want to know a bit about your sort of like how your soulmate connection is going to play out with your soulmate here. Okay, so a lot of cards just popped out and I'll take all of the cards just popped out because I believe that it is important to know everything. These are all the signs. So okay, keep an open mind. So your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Okay, so when you meet your soulmate, you're probably going to think that, oh, this person is a bit too in their career, or they might be already focused on other things. So you might have thought that your soulmate might not have initial interest in you at first, but then their sort of like pursuer energy will surprise you a bit. So you're going to sort of like make yourself have an open mind as well in order to enjoy it, and you're just going to be able to enjoy this soulmate connection by connecting from the stresses of the world and just enjoying your romantic feelings together, group number 2. So I want to know about the age difference between you and your soulmate. Let's see. 5 years difference. Okay, so that makes sense. They might be a bit older than you, 5 years older, or they might be 5 years younger. Take it as what may be true to you. This is a general reading, so I would suggest that you take the message that is true to you and the insight that might be helpful from your reading, group number 2. So your soulmate, their zodiac sign. So Gemini can be like any other air energy as well. So think of other air signs as your potentials too. So I want to pick out the initials for your soulmate as well. Okay, so D, I, G, U, S, and H. Okay, so this might be their first letters of their names, or it might be the first letter of their nickname, okay? So that is the reading that I got for you, group number 2. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and set the noti, and I hope to see you in my next videos. Alright, group number 3, so welcome to your reading. If you chose this group, this is your reading on who your soulmate is. So this is the rose quartz. It's all about self-love, healing, and sort of communicating with others. So you might have been feeling as though you need more of those self-love or communication with others. But either way, this is your reading for you, group number 3. So let's get down to the first card, shall we? So, okay, 3 of Swords tells me that your soulmate is a person who has a lot of like the childhood sort of like trauma in a sense that relates to their upbringings a bit. So you might have shared type of energy when it comes to having had a lot of difficulties growing up, group number 3. So High Priestess tells me that your soulmate is a very in tune with their intuition, and it might be because they have lost their intuition for such a long time after growing up from such a very difficult environment since they were young. So now they're sort of slowly starting to learn how to trust their gut intuition and their own inner guidance, group number 3. So I can tell that this person is very reflective and sort of like the person who wants to help themselves at the same time. So 5 of Cups tells me that they tend to have a lot of regrets about their life, and maybe they wish that they had better childhood, or maybe they wish that they didn't choose this type of school that they want to, or maybe they wish that they had better, healthier relationships in the past, group number 3. So, and this type of energy tells me that your person thinks a lot about these misfortunes of life. So this person is very much so unique type of person, because like we are very afraid to be vulnerable and sort of dive deep into these sort of dark, as to say, emotions when it comes to emotions and life experiences. But your soulmate is not afraid to explore the depths of those feelings and experiences in a sense. So I see it as a very brave thing that your soulmate might be doing. And 3 of Wands tells me that they're always looking forward to their future. They want to sort of grow and sort of like become better person, group number 3. So, for example, they might be sort of like the person who want to become better parents for their future children, right? With the King of Swords energy, they are very much of a person who tries to see why it happened, why those misfortunes or mistreatment happened, took place, and they want to figure out and come up with the new ways of thinking and living a new life filled with the personal growth and self-development. So Queen of Wands tells me that whatever they do it with much passion, right? So they are very much intuitive, that is for sure, and they sort of reflect on themselves for future generation, and they're the type of person who looks into things from a deeper and bigger picture type of perspective. They're not afraid to look into the ugly sides of life, as they say, and because of that, they tend to think on a very deeper level. So with this soulmate, you're going to have a lot of like the mentor and sort of people go to them for advice because of their wise nature beyond their years. So your soulmate has this energy of being mature beyond their years, and they tend to a bit like 10 of Wands, they tend to a bit hold things inside them for longer than they should because of how they feel like their emotions must be their own sole responsibility only. And while that is a very good mindset to have, group number 3, it might mean that they are a bit of a person who might be a bit hard to relax and let things be. So they might have trouble trying to rest after their hard work. So they might feel as though they're not doing enough of work in order to become better person in their next relationship, or even like in their own family as a better parent, as to get having written off the trauma or life experiences they have gotten through. But at the same time, we all hold parts of those ugly life experiences sometimes, but we need to rest and heal. But your person might struggle a bit with resting as well. So Queen of Swords definitely tells me that while they realize that, they are also very aware of their own flaws, like this, unable to rest. So what they do is they realize the sort of like the disadvantages of their own flaws, as they say, and they don't want to let things go and let things be. So you don't need to worry about like mothering this soulmate, right? You don't need to tell them what to do. They already know and they already got it. They just need to feel what they feel, and I can see that you are the type of person who accepts and validate that type of person. So a lot of fire signs are showing up, so they might be the fire signs. And so King of Wands again tells me that they tend to be just very much so charismatic. They might be very good at public speaking, or they might have very good influence around the people that they know, because whatever they do or whatever they say with passion, and they are very like genuine person, and you just know it when they start to open their mouths. Group number 3. So your soulmate is very much respected in their work of field, and wherever they go, they're the type of person that is very, very well liked, well respected, and even popular. They don't have to be like extroverted type of leaders. They are also very much calming and very reassuring energy is exactly what they have. Group number 3. So fire energy is all about Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, so they might be one of those fire signs as well. And self-love is all about what they need sometimes too, so maybe that's why you were intuitively drawn to this. So I want to know more about this person's personality. So of course, whenever they are going through life, they tend to sort of like tear down the parts of them that they think they no longer need anymore. They're very much headstrong on that, but not in a bad way. So let's say that they have picked up on a bad habit, they will be very quick to let them go. They will be very not hesitant to let those sort of like sunken ships to sink. So they will not try to chase after people or a situation that no longer serve them. So you can tell that this person is very strong on their self-awareness, self-perspections, helping others, as well as sort of just working on themselves, and they are not afraid to stand up for themselves enough to let go of the people that they love but are damaging for sort of his or her mental health. So because of that, they're not afraid to start fresh every time they let go of the past. So they're the type of person who keeps on looking into the future, right? What are my possibilities? What can I do next? And so on. So they might be the type of person who is very much so future oriented. Group number 3. So 9 of Cups tells me that they are very much fulfilled in their life for that reason, or at least they are very much, let's say this person, your soulmate, prioritize a lot on their mental health. Group number 3. So because of that, they are very much self-assured. They might feel like their past made them into the person who they are. So sometimes they might have regrets about how things are, but they accept things for what they had been. Although, of course, he or she sometimes wishes that his past wasn't the case, his or her past, right? So 9 of Cups tells me that this person genuinely values mental health of himself. So he or she will do anything that will bring them peace, and they will be very much so like a mentor for other people, how to take care of themselves mentally as well. So 9 of Cups is all about having that emotional stability. So this person is, one way to describe this person is emotionally intelligent, but in a way that is also very much logical. So they are both like book smart and street smart, right? So they're very much educated on the, let's say, difficulties they went through. They don't like to play the victim roles, because whenever you sort of face difficult life experiences, it's very easy for most of us into thinking that we are victims. But he or she, your soulmate, doesn't like to play into that victim mentality, and he or she takes charge of his or her own life. So this is your soulmate's personality, and it's very much so giving emotional intelligence type of vibes. That is for sure. So you're going to experience very much supportive, and this person is just going to inspire you to take care of yourself as well at the same time. He got what it takes, he or she. So your soulmate knows that he or she can, the way that you will describe your soulmate, he or she is very resilient, right, against any types of adversity. They are emotionally and mentally strong. Even though they might not feel like it themselves, they are like that exactly. They have what it takes in order to thrive towards what they want in their lives. And they are the type of person who doesn't want to pick fights that are no longer necessary or useful anymore in their lives, and they would rather create their own family or community where it is supportive and positive and aware and sort of encouraging each other. So this person will make you feel very peaceful, and the words that they say, they always contain, it's sort of like talking to a monk, as to say group number 3. So when you talk to your soulmate, you'll feel like you're talking to a monk who is very close to like enlightenment, right? They're very much so focused on healing themselves and healing people and spreading that knowledge, wisdom around them. So whenever you talk to your soulmate, that is what you will feel like, oh, okay, this person is very wise and he or she has so many like wisdom to share. So I want to know more about your soulmate connection and how it might play out. So attraction, this person and you are very much so attracted to each other, and you or your soulmate might be very attractive people physically as well. So pay attention to the red flags. So this might tell you that whenever we meet new people, your soulmate is the person who pays attention to red flags. Remember what I said about how they are not afraid to let go of the people or things that even though they might still love someone, they know logically they are not good for them mentally. They will be able to let them go. So whenever being with your soulmate is like, but what they will inspire you to be a better person, right? We all have our own red flags, as to say, and this person does not excuse your red flags. They will not excuse your behaviors when you're acting in a way that is just not serving for the relationship. That is what I can see. They will hold you accountable. So it is safe for you to love. Okay, so this person might be sort of like I feel very healing energy. So you or your soulmate might have, or maybe both, might have had a lot of like past hurts, and because of that, you both might have felt like it is not safe to be having love in your life, and because of that, you might have red flags like pushing people away or self-sabotaging. But then when it comes to this message, when it is safe to love, you're both able to lift each other up and heal each other's wounds, not in a codependent way, but in a way that you realize your own red flags or maybe the things that you might need to change about yourself, and then just becoming better people together in a way. So very healthy relationship is what I can see with your soulmate. I want to know the age difference between you and your soulmate. 3 years difference. This is perfect for, they might be 3 years younger or older, but either way, 3 years difference is like perfect. It's like, that might explain why you might have like similar life experiences. So maybe like generational trauma or past hurts or those things like that. Maybe even like dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic, those types of like shared life experiences are one of the reasons that you and your soulmates might come together. So this is your soulmate's zodiac sign. So they might be the air sign. So think about all the air signs possible. But I can see like a lot of fire signs as well. So fire signs and also air signs. So air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and fire signs like Leo, Sagittarius, Aries might also be your potential soulmate zodiac sign. So I want to know about your soulmate's initials. ASP. So that might be their initials, or that might be like the initials of their nicknames. So either way, that was your reading for you, group number 3. I really hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, subscribe, and also I will see you in my next video. More videos are coming soon, so please look forward to them, and thanks for watching. Right, so welcome group number 4. If you chose this group, this is your reading for you. Citrine is all about success, money, and sort of material world abundance as well. So if you chose this, perhaps you might feel like you need those, or maybe you were just drawn to this for a reason. So either way, let's get started. So Six of Swords tells me that your person, your soulmate, has this type of energy where they go for what they want without hesitation, and they might be sort of like the type of person who might be carrying a bit of the emotional baggage from their past. So they might be the type of person who has this type of energy where they are not able to move on from sort of like the past sometimes. So I want to know more about your soulmate energy. So Five of Wands, this tells me that your soulmate definitely has a lot of like potential to have a lot of like drama. So when it comes to it, it seems like your soulmate might have been involved in like very high drama type of situation, and this is like the first time that I see someone's soulmate having had or being around, or drama as to say, coming up as the first two cards. So I want to know why. So Four of Swords tells me that your soulmate seems to be the type of person who is very much in need of like working on themselves a bit at the moment. I can definitely sense that this is a person you are not meant to meet for at least like 3 years maybe, because this person currently, your soulmate's personality, they need to rest and sort of recharge their emotional mindset and stability, and sort of like take time to heal. So currently your soulmate's personality is going to be very much so all over, and they might have gone through like a breakup currently. So because of that, they are having this emotional baggage, as to say, group number 4, that they cannot move on yet. So they're in the midst of drama right now, okay? So the Chariot tells me that your soulmate is, this is like talking about the situation that your soulmate is in right now, right? And what he needs to do at the moment, he or she. But your soulmate is a person who is very much so self-confident, and they go for what they want, and they are very much so motivated internally. And although they might struggle a bit with balancing things out, they are sort of like just going for what they want. That is very attractive to you, group number 4, and because of that, perhaps you admire that type of energy, as to say. And Two of Pentacles tells me that your soulmate is definitely someone who is very much so into sort of trying to balance things out still. They're weighing options, and when it comes to their life, they're trying to focus either on their love life or their career at the moment. I can see like a lot of your soulmate's situation in the present moment so far. So I want to know more about their personality as well. So Six of Pentacles tells me that your soulmate is definitely like on the generous type of person. So they're very much giving, helper, and they tend to do very well in terms of like teamwork with other people, and they're just very much so nurturing, and they tend to be a bit naive. And I feel like your soulmate might be in their early 20s at the moment, and because of that, they have a lot of things that they still haven't figured out yet. So because of that, they might be confused as to what to do with their lives. That might be in connection with Two of Pentacles, where he or she is still weighing options on what to do with their life at the current moment. So it is definitely like a personality that is yet to be developed to its fullest potential, as to say, group number 4. So okay, so the death card tells me that his or her personality, your soulmate's personality, will change, like totally change after he or she experiences life more fuller and better. And after, so okay, this is telling me like your soulmate's personality and personal growth journey almost. So your soulmate is a person who is very much so empathetic, and the person who is just very peaceful and safe to be around. So they're the type of person you will be able to feel very vulnerable and open with. And perhaps because of this current situation that he or she might be in, they know how it's like to sort of be in the drama or sort of like being mistreated, even though they don't deserve it, or they didn't do anything to deserve it. So they feel the pain that maybe you have also gone through. So because of that, you sort of understand each other on a soulmate level on the things that you both go through. So the High Priestess tells me that your soulmate is very much so intuitive, and they're very much so, for example, if you're feeling bad about something, they know what's wrong, right? And they will not pressure you to telling them your emotions, but they will try to make you feel better as much as possible, and they will be there for you. They're very emotionally available, group number 4, even though they might be going through rough patch in their life right now. Their personality growth journey tells me that they are going to be growing into very much fully grown empathetic type of person. And sometimes when we face difficult moments in our lives, some people do turn out to be a bit, they don't see it, let's talk about mindsets, right? Some people have a fixed mindset, which is that when they face failures, they think it's the end of the world. Some people have growth mindset, which they think when they have life experiences that are not in their best favor, they see it as a learning process. Your soulmate is the person who has that type of growth mindset, group number 4. They're very nurturing, and it is very likely that your soulmate is very sensual as well. So when you meet them for the first time, you're going to touch each other a lot, and your soulmate is very affectionate. So if physical touch is your love language, then rest assured that your soulmate is going to meet it on the best level as much as possible. And it seems like you're going to even like have a child together in the future with your soulmate as well. Okay. So your soulmate is definitely going to be successful in their sort of like the material world. So right now they're still unsure about what type of career to take. They might be still very young, so that might explain why they're still growing. So 9 of Pentacles tells me that whenever they work hard, they work really hard, so they need to be able to relax and enjoy their fruits of the labor. So they're the type of person who also knows when to take rest when they need to, and they know how to enjoy life, right? So that is what I can see. And 10 of Swords definitely tells me that this is in connection with their situations right now. So whatever they're going through, it's going to coming to an end very soon. So perhaps like their personal growth journey is like even faster than I first imagined it would be. So your person is definitely growing like very fast in a short amount of time. That could be one of the reasons. So they know when to surrender to situations that they can no longer control, group number 4. They have this personality that whatever happens, happens, and it is what it is type of personality, not in a very like non-caring way, but in a way that is wise, right? Because when we hold on to things that we no longer have control over, like the drama that unfold without our control, and people talking behind our backs and sort of stabbing our backs, or people just not being good around us. This person, your soulmate, knows when to let go and just be like, okay, you can say whatever you want about me, but I am going to be who I am. I know who I am. This person, your soulmate, is just the type of person who at first they will be very down in the dumps, but later they will see the positive view about the situation, the drama that they were in. So they will ask themselves, okay, well, this is another perspective I can look at. I can learn from it. And that what matters is my own internal validation. So your soulmate is the person who is able to validate themselves internally. So you don't really have to like try so hard with this person when it comes to like personal growth, right? This person knows already how to develop themselves. They have growth mindset, and maybe that's what you're attracted to as well. Ooh, the Lover's card tells me that your soulmate can be your twin flame as well. So I feel like if you're the type of person who also values growth mindset, when you want to grow together with the person, your soulmate is exactly that type of person who can bring just that. So perhaps because of that, you sort of connect on a deeper level because of the past hurts that you have had in the past. You might have felt like you will sort of like relate each other through the past hurts and the heartbrokenness that you both felt. So it's almost like sort of connecting through like having similar or shared trauma, or very similar to group number 3. So shared trauma or grief that you both suffered in the past, right? So grief changes us, and it's really true because when we face a breakup or sort of like the ending of something, we sort of become different, even though we might be thinking we're not, because grief pushes us to change, and some people change for the better, like your soulmate, and it seems like your soulmate is that type of person who grows for the better. So that is perfect news for you, group number 4. I want to see one last card. Okay, so 8 of Cups tells me that your person is going to be your soulmate. He is going to be able to, wow, okay, this is really perfect. So this started from your soulmate having emotional baggage to him leaving the emotional baggage behind. 8 of Cups represent. So your soulmate is able to discover him or herself, the best authentic self, work on him or herself, so much so to the point that they not only leave their emotional baggage behind, they discover themselves in the meanwhile. And then they just leave everything behind in the best possible way that is possible. So they just know when to walk away very, very wisely now. And they just grow up very, very well. And it's like when you meet your soulmate, you both see each other and you say to yourselves, I'm proud of you for, growing up like this, like becoming like this, and not letting the past hurts like turn you into something you're not, right? So very, very lovely soulmate personality and personal growth journey for sure. Deception. So at first, like, remember what I mentioned about your soulmate not knowing at first what he wants or what he or she wants. So perhaps at first you might feel as though this is a mask that they are wearing, like, oh, I don't know what I want, but actually they're actually being truthful. So just allow yourself to enjoy the journey when you meet your soulmate. I want to know more about your connection with this soulmate person. So positive thinking will bring you romance. So I feel like maybe you will meet your soulmate in the midst of them healing themselves, right? So because of that, you might feel unsure, or he or she, your soulmate, also might not feel sure. But if you stay positive, this is a connection, very soulmate and twin flame energy. So I would like you to take this message also seriously, to just stay positive, right? When you're healing, anything can happen, but when you just believe in the journey and in the faith, then anything is possible, right? I want to know the age difference between you and your soulmate, group number 4. Okay, 5 years age difference. that might actually explain why. So I feel like maybe your soulmate might be 5 years younger than you or maybe older than you, but then when you meet them, you might think, oh, they're too young for me, too old for me, right? And in the midst of them healing and everything, you might not have interest in them at first, but then later you will come together after sort of like you will meet in the right timing, right? That is what I can see. So I want to know about your soulmate zodiac sign as well. So Virgo, okay, so earth signs. But also remember, I can see a lot of air signs energy as well as the cup signs energy. So they might be all of those. So okay, Virgo is the zodiac sign that came out. So I want to know their initial. Let's see. SS, okay, 2S, WIVE, Q, G, G, ooh, G also came out twice, I, okay, T, so these might be their initials, or they might be the first letters of their nickname as well. So that is the reading that I got for you, group number 4. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, subscribe, and more videos are coming, so please subscribe, set the noti, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.